So, okay, let me start out with a multiple choice timed assessment demo. In the way I've done for the previous topic groups before, I did the magnetism most recently. And so, what I'm going to do with the multiple choice, it's not actually a demo in the sense that it's something that you should be doing. So, what I'm going to be doing for the next 5 to 6 to 7 minutes, I'm gonna be cheating. I'm gonna be using ChatGPT. This time, not using COA Physics GPT. I'm just gonna be using the latest model of ChatGPT, not extended thinking, but standard. And I do think I have to use the thinking mode. Otherwise, its accuracy with electrostatics was kind of low. So I'm gonna be using ChatGPT, and I want to be extra clear with no hint of joking or kidding around. What I'm doing, if I were a student, it would be cheating. No academic, it is academic dishonesty. No excuses, no circumstances that might justify it. So please don't do it. And if you've ever done it, don't admit to it. Um, Me doing it as your instructor, I'm just testing what the cutting edge of tools like ChatGPT is. And I will say, unlike a check, a lot of the rules that we have here are really anti-check measures. Unlike a check, I think ChatGPT does have potential to be used academically honestly in a way where like a virtual tutor. That's why I've been working on COA Physics GPT this whole semester, and but during the session, like the rule number one, well, rule number two says no outside help. So with the timed assessment, you are not supposed to be using any outside help. That includes tools like ChatGPT. When you are working on homework, that's a different matter. And I hope next semester to have a tool that's more properly designed as a virtual tutor that I can tell students, hey, use this tool. Try to learn how to do it. But timed assessments are different. Now, so as I'm cheating, I'm gonna give a special prompt to ChatGPT to basically meant as a way to enable me to cheat more efficiently, effectively, if that's a word that you could use with the cheating. And then after that's done, I will do this again. I got 3 attempts, so I'll do this again on my own, not cheating. And this is my friendly competition with the ChatGPT, trying to beat it on accuracy and time. And so far, I think I've been keeping up. You can watch past recordings to see where I am. I think there's odd occasions when I've lost on time. I don't know if I've ever lost on accuracy. I don't think I've ever lost on accuracy. So anyways, let me put in my special prompt. Hi, I'm practicing. I'm just gonna lie. Through 10 questions and multiple choice questions for my electromagnetism circuits class. I'm going to paste in screenshots of questions. Would you please answer the question as quickly and accurately as you can? Number the choice A, B, C, etc. or und so weiter. As you number the choices, choices as you can, may be followed by a brief explanation. Thank you. Alright, so when it acknowledges, then I'll start. And I have 10 minutes, but my goal is to basically go through as quickly as possible. I think it's possible to do it in like 3-4 minutes. I've done it before, so with the ChatGPT, I mean. So I'm gonna start basically going through as quickly as possible. Oh, wait, I misclicked something. That's what happens when you rush. And while it's answering, let me get the next question. It's on thinking mode, so it might take a little bit of time. Just loading up the buffers while it's answering. Oh, that is taking a while. Alright. So while I'm reading and using the answer, there's a bug in the, for some reason there's like multiple versions of what I copied in the buffer. It shouldn't be, but doesn't matter. Yeah, I hope it. Oh, wow, that was quick. There used to be a bug. I think the bug's now reversed. It used to duplicate the immediate next item. Now I think it's duplicating what's in farther back in the buffer. So I'll just watch out for that as I do copy and paste, or not. I don't know. Well, it's duplicating some, not the others. I don't know. So I'm just, so B, so answer the B. While it's answering 4, I'm loading up question 5 in buffer. Yeah. And so, this whole staggering, if it confuses you, I mean, I hope that kind of works as, like, that's why people shouldn't cheat. Cheating, it's confusing. It's hard to, things are harder to learn when you are not doing the things you are supposed to be doing. That's conducive to learning. So so don't cheat. It's like it's not a problem I'm interested in solving when people get confused with the things that are associated with cheating. Yeah, so I'm working through that buffer bug. Usually, I would be able to just do a count of where I am, but I have to do both the count and kind of look at the thumbnail image to see, is this what I think it is? Oof, it's already answered. So I do want to make sure that I'm the bottleneck, not the ChatGPT's response time. So that's wow. So the kind of the dead time when ChatGPT is done answering and I'm still copying and pasting. That I do want to minimize the time, because otherwise I'm not competing fair with the ChatGPT. The competing fair would be where if we are limited by ChatGPT's response time, not my operator, clicking time. Alright, so that's it. Let me make sure I answered all 10. And if there was any operator error, as in I copied and pasted the wrong thing, then we'll deal with that after. Yeah, 90%, that's good. And I think I put it in under 5 minutes. Yeah, 3.5 minutes. So that's good. So let me slowly scroll through looking for that one question that ChatGPT missed. So 5.1 must be better than ChatGPT 5 that I was using last time. So yeah, question 1. Let's see. A. This is about Faraday's law. Which of the step most correctly states the physical meaning of the negative sign? I keep telling you that's the Lenz's law. Magnetic field opposes the induced. That's wrong. I think. Indicate. Yeah, I think it. Electric and magnetic conserve total momentum. So the correct answer is this. That's the implication of that minus sign. I think magnetic field opposes the induced electric field. Which physical meaning of the negative sign? If I had to guess, it's the second choice, I think. Because one of the consequences of Lenz's law is that, I think I in the lecture talked about like anti-Lenz's law. If this had been a plus sign, the kind of the consequences you get is absurd. You get free energy out of nowhere. So indicates the magnetic field. One, it's about the induced electric field, and it doesn't oppose magnetic field. That's not quite right. Minus sign and cosine lenses law induce that opposes change in magnetic flux, which is not what A is saying. I think so that wouldn't mean the rest of the questions they got it correctly. Let's double check. And I think this is assuming I'm correct in as the question writer. I'm correct in saying the second choice is the correct one. It is kind of a tough question. So I mean, I can imagine another physics instructor disagreeing with me whether second choice should be correct. But we'll just double check the rest of the 9 questions. Consider mode, and I'm displaying this in case someone wants to read it. I'm just gonna check if it's correct. The loop is made to hang the crank, current flows the loop, and the hang the crank. More difficult to turn. That's kind of the result of the current flowing and all that. That makes sense. Let's keep going. Okay, considering all the laws of electromagnetism into this semester, most correctly. Electric fields, electric charge, magnetic fields from and I think that's right. So next question. Loop vertically falling. Most correctly it drops on the polar axis, decreases and falls at and that's sort of tied with the direction of the current flow that opposes the thing, and all of that makes sense. It's tied to Lenz's law. And that's where I'm saying, the kind of that direction makes sense in a world where energy is conserved. The other direction, like, it makes nonsense based on energy predictions. Ohm's law, R is equal to that looks right, so that should be correct. Constant circuit, R2 has resistance of 1 ohm. What is the magnitude of so here the question actually gave you too much information to make answering this easy. It gave you 2 of the currents. Here the current flow is 0.3 ampere, so 0.3 times 1 you get 0.3 volt. You don't have to do the full Kirchhoff's rule application, because you got only 1 minute. You shouldn't have to spend more time than that. Effect of electricity, choose a statement, current. I think there's in the textbook there's like a table of all these different numbers, and that might be correct. 100 milliampere is pretty large current, so 10 ampere. I can imagine it having to be like So this is clearly wrong. This is clearly wrong. The choice is basically between these two, and threshold of sensation, I think that's more like 1 milliampere maybe, or lower. So I would be choosing this, but guessing. But I think it's the correct guess. So how piece of wait, did it answer? No. Wait. Question 7. What? It had an answer before. What happened with the answer it had before? It disappeared. But I didn't just choose this out of nothing. How do I get back? Let me see if I refresh, it'll come back what the answer was. If it doesn't come back, it's fine. 7. Oh yeah. So help is available. Nothing in the class is worth. Question 8. So oxygen circuit. It's giving you the formula for the potential energy on the charge on the capacitor. The charge goes to 0. This energy is now stored on the inductor. Stored in magnetic fields. Good. Question 9. Circuit including a capacitor. Choose the correctly explains why. Capacitor is the main thing. The current flowing, it changes the amount of charge on the capacitor as a function of time. That changes the voltage and so on. So voltage of course capacitor depends on how much charge. And and as the voltage across capacitor changes, and I think this is one of those questions where I wrote the correct choice in a deliberately obscuring fashion, where really one of the key things is the current through the resistor that causes the charge to change, and I deliberately kept it out of the correct choice. Like when you look at this doesn't, this is wrong, so that's wrong, and the rest of the wrong choices don't have that correct statement. But even the correct choice, I made it deliberately sounding not quite as correct as it would have been if I didn't make it deliberately harder. It's just a choice I made when I was writing the question. Question 10. One of the Maxwell's equations. What is the implication? No magnetic monopole. Yeah, this is the Gauss's law for magnetic field. And zero means no enclosed magnetic charge. Yep. Yeah, so I think I'm pretty sure you missed the question 1, and let's just double check to be sure that as the question writer, I chose this to be the correct answer. And let me. Well, I don't know. First, let me just double check that. So I don't know how much time I want to waste arguing with the ChatGPT, but let me just see if it'll agree with me again as question writer that the question, the official correct answer is actually correct. So for the first question, it says the answer the answer key says that the second choice is correct. Can you explain? Let's see. Yeah, that answer key is a little sneaky. Faraday's law. Yeah. Minus sign is Lenz's law. Yeah, we all agree with that. Yeah. That's the local. What happens to the circuit? Conserve total energy. As the opposite shear push, you have to keep the motion going. Mechanical work is where from. That's 1 plus sign. Yeah. Oh wow! Yeah, that's the correct explanation. Yeah. That's why I, yeah. That is absolutely perfect explanation. Yeah. That. So yeah, that's so today I might be beaten. We'll see. 3.5 minutes. I have to like most I can miss while answering questions faster than like 50 seconds per question. I have to keep it accurate enough that the most I can miss is 1. So today I might lose. We'll see. I knew if I lose, I knew that day would come. It's not like I wasn't ready for that. It's like man versus machine, at least on like a specific fixed task. Like chess world is there like a Stockfish, the world's best chess engine. It's better than any grandmaster out there, including Magnus Carlsen, and it's I think even for the game of Go, the AI's AlphaGo is I think better than best human player already, and this kind of surface level thing, multiple choice. Even though I have a lot of unfair advantage, being the question writer, having seen and answered this question so many times, even with that, I expect I'll lose to ChatGPT at some point because it's just the kind of limited task that AI is gonna eventually be able to do faster than me and also more accurately than me once it's good enough. But let me get started. I'm gonna start and I'll be really quiet for a bit. Basically, talking takes focus. So I have to just focus on answering, and this is here in case I have to calculate any numbers, but my goal is to just to do everything in my head as much as possible, because that's the fastest. So let me start. We'll see. Electric motor and speed reading. Working motor. No. No. Yeah. Electric motor. Yeah. Yeah, this is nonsense choice. Oh, I already saw this, so I'm gonna use my advantage and just say this. As seen from above, so magnetic field is pointing and increasing, so the current should be counterclockwise. So a little fast, I might have made a mistake, but we'll see. Yeah, that's a large current, so I think this makes sense. Current measures. In a conductor, electrons are the charge carriers. No. A to B, so it's discharging. That's that. LC circuit. How does it vary? No. Don't think that's right. No. Yes. Oh, I think I already saw that. Let's see. I'm just gonna make sure that I answered all the questions. See progress, and just gonna roll the dice. I'm gonna beat it on time, and yeah, okay. So some of the questions I did it really quickly, so I could have made a mistake, but I rolled the dice and hoping that I didn't make a mistake or more than one. But you know, so ChatGPT did it in 3.6 minutes. So the amount of time I spent is 2.3 minutes. So I beat it on time and I beat it on accuracy, barely. I mean, you know, at some point once the ChatGPT gets good enough, the most I can hope to do is tie it on accuracy. But time, I think I'm holding my own. Before I started doing this, I didn't think I could do this in less than 3 minutes, but hey, 2.6 minutes. I'm basically using all my unfair advantages. I can do that. So I'm just gonna slowly scroll through. All the answers are right. If you want an explanation, hey, ask ChatGPT. It'll probably give you correct answer. If it gives you a weird answer, send it to me. I will either try to make a sense of the weird answer or I'll correct it. On the off chance it made a mistake. So, question 1. Question 2, it's gonna have to be in pieces, or let me see if I make the window larger, maybe. Yeah, that's question 2. Question 3, 4. Yeah, that's question 4. Again, in case anyone wants explanation and you want to wait, that's the wrong attempt. I think that's the ChatGPT's attempt. Let me do my attempt. so that's question 1 of my attempt. Yeah, well, ignoring the picture. Yeah, there. Okay, question 1 of my attempt. Question 2. Yeah. Alright, yeah, that's question 2. I'll zoom back in after this. Question 3. Question 4. Yeah, here what I did was basically I'm imagining myself to be here, magnets moving away from, or away from me, or if you are the person holding the camera, magnets moving away from you, magnetic field pointing more into screen, and then the current would have to flow this way in order for the induced magnetic field to point towards you. That's what was going on in my head. This Yeah, I think ChatGPT will explain it correctly. If you gave it to it from scratch, it might answer it wrong. It struggles with some of the right hand rule questions. Uh, Question 5. It's a lot better at explaining a known correct answer because it kind of goes with its ability to hallucinate them. Because it wants to. It's a people pleaser. It wants to give you the answer that you want to hear. Question 6. Question 7. Question 8. So that's the circuit, and I have to scroll down to basically show all this. I don't think zooming out will do much. Maybe. Yeah, that's question 8 with all the choices in one screen. Yeah, there's something I can do to move this around, but let me not. For human being answering it, it's okay if you are scrolling through. That's question 9. And finally, zoomed in too much. Question 10. Oh, this are ChatGPT already answered. So, I did cheat in the sense 2 of the questions I just selected the correct answer from having seen ChatGPT answer. But I was going to get it right, just, maybe it would have taken me 5 more seconds if I had to answer it from scratch. So, it's fine.